Chapter, and I'm also on the staff as the Youth Action Coordinator, and I've worked with CCL for about 8 years now, and held lots and lots of different roles as a volunteer.
I'm actually brand new. I just went to the new members meeting before this. I'm like I said, relatively new to Raleigh. Been here almost 3 years now. And yeah, I'm just really excited to have found the group, and just very curious to know more and to learn and to meet all of you. And that's kind of my proud moment is connected to that. I've always loved learning about things, love nature, but specifically with climate change and things like that. But I haven't always acted on those things. So I am proud of myself for taking a step to try to meet some folks and to see what I can actually do. So yeah, that's what. Hello, everybody.
I'm watching the
Jesse is watching the dogs. We are just leaving the farm. We picked up a bunch of food. It actually, can you smell it? It smells really good. So yeah, we've got our food in the bags in the back. If I remember, I'll show you all at home what we got. But yeah, didn't want to stand there taking a bunch of video day one with him just wondering what I was doing.
I kept doing it anyway.
I kept doing it anyway. But yeah, he's super nice. Told us we could see the whole property and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, drive around, go look in the fields, whatever you want to do. So yeah, pretty excited, happy that we found it. He's just so nice. So anyways, heading back home, a little trek to get back, but we'll enjoy a little.
I wish we knew where we were and we could drive around a little bit.
Yeah, we do have maps, So yeah, maybe we'll do a little detour on the way home, sightseeing, and Jesse was just checking on the pups. They seem to be okay. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Got them set up. They're in position. Now, they are large. They are bigger than I was expecting. I also didn't think about this situation here. So I'm expecting these are going to put off enough sound where it's not really going to matter, but maybe I'll play around with that. But if we go around here, got our little knobbies. Make sure we got our volume turned down to start. But yeah, it's kind of a cool, snazzy looking little control panel there. Got bass and treble. Let's try it out. Well, just cut into this banana bread that I baked earlier. I already took a bite. It's delicious. Oh, falling apart. May not look like much, but I think I might make the best gluten-free vegan banana bread ever. Hello. All right. Told you I'd show you or haul. I had to figure out the words that I was gonna say there. So we got a few bags. There's one, there's two, there's three, and we've got some nice little baggies here that I will just bring with us next time. Just wasn't thinking ahead. So yeah, let me set these out and I'll kind of run you through what we got. Let's see, small, medium. These all the same size? Maybe. Close. Smallish, baby. I don't know if these babies are gonna be used for anything. Okay. Well, this bag smells fantastic because got some little green onions here. That's one. Take a smaller bag for those. We've got some root veggies. Got some radishes. This one is supposed to be spicy, he said, so I'm curious how that's going to taste. And then we got a whole mess of kale and bok choy. So I'm gonna need one of these big bags, not with the long Jessie hair in it, preferably. And try to get all this out. Woo. Yeah, we got a full pound of this stuff. Which basically probably just use that together, which is why I'm obviously not trying to separate it, just greens. Yep, still sitting here. Looks like that's more of the bok choy, whereas I had most of the spinach or the kale on that first grab. Okay, didn't know if maybe I shoved too much in there, but I think that's gonna be good. Okay, so that's one bag down. On to bag two. We've got, say like cabbage greens? Cabbage greens? But two of these actually kept the root ball on. This one, he just like did it up like a, like somebody's hair. But yeah, so it stays alive until you use it. So I'm gonna put those two in their own. Also, by the way, because there's some dirt in these, reminds me that last night I watched the movie Kiss the Ground, movie/documentary on Netflix, which I highly recommend. It was really interesting. It's essentially about why our soil is so important and how we've basically destroyed it through agriculture, even back now like 100 years or so, but that we can regenerate it. And by doing so, not only are we going to improve the quality of the things that are being grown and therefore our health and the health of the animals that are eating that stuff, but we're also going to be sequestering carbon from the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is contributing to global warming, greenhouse gas, as I'm sure you're familiar. So healthy soil actually pulls that carbon down, especially if you have healthy plants. Those plants also take in carbon, and so it is therefore an effective tool in the world of climate change that is very important. Like we talk about wanting to, decrease CO2 like emissions from cars and stuff like that, and that's great, but we actually need to actively increase the amount of plant life that there is to do its job to sequester carbon from the atmosphere, because it is incredibly, incredibly effective and efficient at doing so. So yes, that was what I was thinking there. But then the other thing is, we're also kind of like scared of dirt, and I admit, like, that's the first thing I'm like, oh shit, we gotta like wash this off, or this bag is gonna get dirty or whatever. But dirt that is not sprayed with a ton of chemicals actually holds a lot of life. It is where we get the nutrients in food, like that's how food uptakes nutrients. Magnesium is one thing that we're pretty much all deficient in, especially as Americans, because our soils are completely deficient of that particular vitamin or mineral. What's that? That's a mineral, right? So just keeping in mind that there's nutrients that come from the soil, and that changes our food. So that stuff matters. On to the rest. Throw all these guys in the same one. Sure, we'll be finding bugs in here at some point, which I'll be making sure to wash out before Jesse ever finds out about that. Because natural is great until there's a bug in it. And then it's a no for Jesse. All right, let's bag 2 down. Final bag here, just a couple things. Basil. Oh, basil just smells so damn good. I wonder if I can make like a pesto or something with this. Just, oh, it smells fantastic. What else do you do with basil, by the way? I mean, like I said, pesto, and just like gives me just like a very Italian vibe. But I must admit, I don't use basil a ton. I love it, but I don't use it in cooking. We don't really eat a lot of traditional type Italian because Jessie, while she isn't completely gluten-free, really shouldn't be eating it. And for me, I'm a hard no on dairy, so kind of makes Italian food tricky. But last 2 things here. Potatoes? Yeah, look at those. Oh, those look good. Really good, actually. And then finally, I got a little broccolini. Yummo. All right, well, that's the haul. It's all chilling on the stove now, so I gotta make that fit in our fridge. Okay. This basil just smells so damn good. I couldn't resist. I looked up a recipe here for vegan pesto. We're going for it. Got the water boiling here for some pasta. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. All right, finished product here. We got a little bit left over. It's kind of thick and chunky, but when you get it in with warm nudes, oh my goodness. Only you could smell. Hey there, friend. Happy Monday. We're outside. It's gray. And actually have a tornado warning going on for the next half hour. The storm is in Durham, which is 30 miles west of us, so it won't be here for another 15 minutes or so, but that's why I want to get outside with the pups here, let them pee for their little afternoon break, get my feet on the ground, take my little afternoon break, because yeah, it'll be time to watch the news and make sure that all is good. Yeah, Jessie's got a migraine right now and she's super anxious. or is made super anxious, anxiety inducing, are tornadoes. Wow, I can't talk. So yeah, feel bad for her. Not a great combo, but anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm almost done with my day of work. Been busy. It's crazy to me. That's already 4 o'clock. Started my day right on time. I trained my mom before work this morning. On Monday mornings, I always personal train her. And then, yeah, just right into the day. We had our sprint review meeting today. So that was, close to 2 hours out of the middle of the day. And then trying to cram some stuff in work-wise to get wrapped up by the end of the day today. So just been kind of go, and, trying to take care of Jessie too and make sure she's okay with her migraine. For anybody that suffers from migraines, you know that they're just, you can't do anything, right? Like it's just... The word that I'm searching for is escaping me. It starts with a D. I want to say deliberating, but it's not that. Debilitating. There we go. Similar. So yeah, I've also been trying to just help her out as well. So been busy. I am tired, but I'm also really wanting to push through with the stuff that we have, or I have in the pipeline for work, because I'll feel really good if I can get that stuff done and out of the way. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get back to making sure these dogs are doing what they're supposed to do and not just eating random stuff around the yard, and comforting Jessie, sitting in there as a fam, making sure we're all good and tornado free, and yeah. Hey, hello there, friend. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. I don't know why I say it like that. It's not from anything. It's just from me being weird. Here we are, lunchtime, or just after wrapping up my lunch, kind of getting back to my computer here. Got in a couple little work pieces right away because I wanted to get those things moving, but I also want to now take a few minutes to do a couple little admin things, personal admin things, before getting fully back into anything. So I am the debt and credit card story just never ends. I've been charged interest on my accounts now that accrued before they were closed, so I have to go pay that off. Just fucking obnoxious. So yeah, going to do that now. I had a doctor's appointment this morning. Didn't film any of that, obviously, but that went well. Still got a little, see my little needle mark there from where I had to get some blood taken. I don't play well with the doctor. I don't go... I've had chronic health issues, but I don't go to the doctor because nobody's been able to tell me what's wrong, and therefore I get really frustrated and I just give up, and I live with health issues that I don't understand. So I'm not going to dive into those fully currently, but just to put that out there, I'm aware that it's not a healthy habit that I have, this avoidance of going to the doctor, especially because I do have some things going on with my health that I'm not fully sure of, and they do impact the quality of my life. So this was a baby step in the direction of start going to the doctor, even if they don't listen to you or call you crazy or tell you just have anxiety or any number of things that many people that deal with weird / chronic health issues come up against, to not let that be the reason that I give up or like don't go. Because if I never go, then I will never find anybody that listens to me, right? So yeah, that was for me actually a big step to set up a physical and go to a physical, because I just need to get in that habit. I want to get blood taken because it's been a long time since I've gotten just like regular blood drawn. So yeah, we can, look at that, rule out any normal or like major health issues through that. Just make sure, I'm in the good ranges for all those things. And if I'm not, then obviously we have information there. But yeah, so that was a big deal for me. That actually felt really good to go and get done this morning. It just felt kind of like, okay, I made it over this hump that I felt really a lot of resistance towards and I was avoiding. So that was good. In the same vein, I actually have a dental surgical consult on Thursday because my wisdom teeth are coming in. And yes, I'm 33 and they're just now coming in. And I have a lot of anxiety around this one in particular because I have a fear of going under general anesthesia. So yeah, if you got any thoughts for me, I'd love to know. If you have any horror stories, please don't share them with me. Like, please don't. Because yeah, I just, recommendations or encouragement of some sort is fine, but like, I just can't deal with any more than my mind is like making up. Essentially for me, because I told somebody this recently or I was talking to my mom about it. It's like, yeah, I'm like terrified of this. And she was like, well, why? What is the fear about? Which is a valid question and something I've thought about, which is, for one, I'm scared of like being like awake during. I know that people like don't actually like it doesn't actually work or whatever, and then they're just like they're conscious for the whole procedure and can like feel all the pain for the entire time and all that, and that to me is just like terrifying, because I have like one of my core fears is being trapped and not being able to like do anything, and that's like essentially the epitome of like you're literally just frozen. So that's one. I know it's probably a bit on the irrational side, but it's there. And then it just like weirds me out in general to like be knocked out and then brought back to consciousness. And I like, yes, we do that during our sleep, but even when I think about that too much, I think that's a little fucking weird. But no, the other part is like, I just don't want to feel drugged up. I don't like not having like a semblance of clarity and or control in my body. Like to me that just doesn't feel good, and that's also like a health related trauma. I understand that. But yeah, then the other piece is just related to my health, which is like I don't fully know some of these things that are going on. I don't feel fully like normal and healthy, and so how am I supposed to know how anesthesia reacts with what's going on? What if my blood sugar drops and I start to, like, I don't fucking know, right? But like just the unknown there makes it really uncomfortable for me. So yeah, that's kind of that. Like I said, it's a consult because I just straight up told them on the phone. I was like, I'm like terrified of this. So just any like words of wisdom would be great. I'm sure I'm not the first person who has felt this way ever. So yeah, I have a consult. We'll talk through things. I'm actually happy to be going and doing that, and just I'm sure they'll be able to help me out on a number of those fronts or fears. Oh, by the way, my buddy was like, yeah, like my dad's a dentist and he just pulls them out one by one as needed under like Novocaine, you know, like while you're awake. And while initially that felt relieving to me, when I thought about it, I was like, that's pretty fucking intense though, isn't it? Like, I mean, these things, like, we're literally like fucking pulling them out of my mouth and you're awake for that? Like, even if the pain is mostly not there, because I'm not really, I don't want pain, but I'm not really afraid of like some pain or discomfort. But to just even like, I don't know, if I can like hear things or I don't know, that just seems weird to me too. And Jessie was like, hard no. She's like, that just seems like a terrible idea. So anyways, fully understanding that like, I'm gonna have to get over something here because they need to come out. But just acknowledging that that's real and that's happening for me. Even like talking about it, I start to like feel my body tense up. But anywho, I wasn't planning and sitting here and blabbing, but are you watching them, buddy?
And what are they doing?
Are you watching them? He's enthralled. Yeah, you watching? All right, well, remember that storm we had the other day? Well, we watched this happen, picked this shit up, and yeah, just smashed it down. Frustrating. Quite frustrating, but got a little bit more to share on this here. For one, I did some of that out of pure anger because I was just so fucking pissed that this happened, but also a bit pissed at myself. This has happened once before without any real damage, but it definitely moved. It broke the legs a little bit. If you've been watching the vlog, you had seen that at one point. Now, why is this a problem? This is a problem because I had the chance to do something about it. Even Jessie had mentioned a handful of times to me that it looked like this thing was moving around more than it was last year, and we should probably look into ways to weight it down. However, I was stubborn and insistent that the way in which I had it weighted down already would be enough, despite the evidence to the contrary. For one, I simply just refused to believe that anything other than the solution that I already had in place was necessary. Pure stubbornness. And two, I just didn't want to think into a solution because it seemed like it would take more effort. Therefore, we had the perfect storm, no pun intended, for the universe to throw in my face that you cannot continue to avoid a problem simply because you don't think it needs to be addressed. Avoiding a problem is only going to cause bigger problems in the long run. And here we are, with a pile of rubbish and a clean slate of a patio again. Back to the start. Hello there, friend. Happy Thursday. I feel like Thursday is the day that I come on here and I say, wow, I can't believe it's Thursday. The week is going by so quickly. I actually didn't feel this yesterday. Kind of, you know, I have that feeling today, but yeah, yesterday I didn't. It felt like a long day. I don't think I filmed yesterday. I can't even remember. Oh, I filmed the me taking down the tent, not the tent, the whatever little gazebo thingy. Yesterday I was like, feels like the week is going at a normal to slow pace, which I rarely feel just because my job keeps me busy, which I so appreciate. And then I'm usually filling my time doing other things because I have passions and things that I like doing outside of work. So usually time goes by. That was all of what that was to say. There was really no point to that other than thinking out loud and just kind of laughing at myself, because as I came on to say Happy Thursday, I was going to be like, oh, it's already Thursday. So, anywho, it is after lunch. It's been a good day of work so far. I'm really just focusing on being efficient. I've noticed that I don't have that just like naturally ingrained in me. I take my time. I'm kind of slow with things. I'm thorough, but slow if I'm not being intentional. So yeah, that was something that I acknowledged after a while, in the past couple of years of being in business for myself. I was like, I'm just not making the progress that I want to be making. I'm not doing the things that I want or should be doing. And that, amongst other things, was just kind of an awareness piece that I had. So anyways, bring that into the working world, especially with a bunch of intelligent team members and boss. Definitely feel the need to step up my game, and I know I've mentioned that here and there when I've mentioned challenges or frustrations and stuff like that, but this is probably the first time I feel like, at least, that I'm explicitly calling out my efficiency. That is, it's not like a challenge I'm feeling. It's like I need to be more efficient, just in general, for life. I want to be somebody who gets shit done, whether that's at my job, whether that is for my family, whether that is in my own personal ambitions, or things that I'm working on, etc. I want to be able to get shit done, and I want to feel that. To me, that's something that I can really feel that in my body. It's something that there's a lot of pride there. Or in my case, over the past few years, because this is all, by the way, total sidebar here, related to health issues that I had, and kind of not just the health issues. I've noticed this come up more recently, so maybe this is something I'm going to start sharing more about. I can see it happening. It was not only kind of health stuff that has affected this, brain fog, things like that, but also some trauma that was re-triggered through all of this, which is essentially just not being super efficient, effective, get shit done So anyways, just kind of noting that this is something that is more recent. So yeah, sorry, I just got distracted because I saw something pop up on my phone, and I immediately panicked because it was a work meeting thing, and I was like, oh my god, what am I missing? But I put this meeting on my calendar, which I haven't even told you where I'm going yet, but I will in a second. So anyways, yes, just noticing the efficiency thing. I want that for myself, not for anybody else, but because I don't need to do for a sense of self-worth and value, definitely not, but it is something that it's like when I want to turn that on, I want to be able to turn that on. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling today. But yes, I am actually on my way to the dental surgical consult that I had mentioned the other day. A little nervous. Obviously, nothing's being done today, so don't have to get that nervous. But yeah, just a little nervous to like have the conversation, to just straight up be told, we're gonna have to put you under, like you don't have any fucking choice. It's like, I know this is inevitable, kind of as I mentioned the other day, but it's a fear, right? It's like something that just feels scary to me. So it's going to be uncomfortable. So we're going to do that. Overall, and I think I kind of mentioned this when I talked about this the other day, which is just like, I am actually happy to be doing this. I am happy to be having this conversation, to be making strides forward, because something that I have learned about myself, and I really learned it when working with clients, was when we avoid something, it doesn't go away. It goes away from our conscious mind. By the way, I know like there's an obvious piece of that. Of course it doesn't go away. We're not doing anything about it. But I'm talking about more from an energetic perspective. So mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Like when we avoid something, it just isn't top of mind. But it is very much still there underneath the surface, right? Like an iceberg. So even if the thought isn't on the top of the iceberg, it's still there. And it kind of festers, is how I've described it, again, from experiencing, but also objectively viewing others do this and kind of like helping them through that. But yeah, essentially it just like stays in our bodies. And again, especially for big thinkers, deep feelers, if you're an empath, highly sensitive person, these things stay in your body. And this causes a lot of effects, chronic anxiety, depression, low self-worth, stuff like that. And so I'm just acknowledging the fact that if I weren't to do something about my wisdom teeth, because I can feel them, like they're very obviously coming in, this would be festering. And so even though I really don't want to fucking deal with it, it would be worse in the long run if I didn't. So yeah, with that, I'm about to get there. So I'm gonna jump off the camera here, make sure I get to where I'm going. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later.